Hi everybody! In this short video we are going to give you a refresher about cells. You can also refer to chapter 4 of the BIO100 textbook.
The most basic unit of any organism is the cell, the smallest unit of life that can function independently and perform all the necessary functions of life, including reproducing itself. What is the cell theory? You may recall that in science, theory means a hypothesis that has overwhelming proof and is universally accepted. The facts that 1. All living organisms are made up of one or more cells, and 2. All cells arise from other pre-existing cells are the foundations of cell theory. Although there are millions of diverse species on Earth, billions of unique organisms alive at any time, and trillions of different cells in many of those organisms, every cell on Earth falls into one of two basic categories. A eukaryotic cell, from the Greek for true nucleus, has a central control structure called a nucleus, which contains the cell's DNA. Organisms composed of eukaryotic cells are called eukaryotes. A prokaryotic cell does not have a nucleus. Its DNA simply resides in the cytoplasm. An organism consisting of a prokaryotic cell is called a prokaryote. From our human perspective, it's easy to underestimate the prokaryotes. Although they're smaller, evolutionarily older, and structurally more simple than eukaryotes, prokaryotes are fantastically diverse metabolically. You may think you've never encountered a prokaryote, but you're already familiar with the largest group of prokaryotes, the bacteria. All bacteria are prokaryotes. Another recently discovered group of organisms, the archaea, are also prokaryotes. All prokaryotes are one-celled organisms and are thus invisible to the naked eye. Prokaryotes have four basic structural features. 1. A plasma membrane encompasses the cell. For this reason, anything inside the plasma membrane is referred to as intracellular, while everything outside of the plasma membrane is extracellular. 2. The cytoplasm is the jelly-like fluid that fills the inside of cells. 3. Ribosomes are little granular bodies where proteins are made. Thousands of them are scattered throughout the cytoplasm. 4. Each prokaryote has one or more circular loops or linear strands of DNA. Prokaryotes can exhibit additional structures such as a cell wall, flagella, and pili. Eukaryotes showed up about 1.5 billion years after prokaryotes, and in the 2 billion years that they've been on Earth, they've evolved into some of the most dramatic and interesting creatures, such as platypuses, dolphins, giant sequoias, and the Venus flytrap. Because all prokaryotes are single-celled and thus invisible to the naked eye, every organism that we see around us is a eukaryotic organism. All fungi, plants, and animals are eukaryotes, for instance. Not all eukaryotes are multicellular, however. There's a huge group of eukaryotes called the protista, nearly all of which are single-celled organisms visible only with a microscope. Eukaryotic cells are about 10,000 times larger than prokaryotic cells in volume. They possess numerous structural features that make it easy to distinguish eukaryotes from prokaryotes under a microscope. Chief among the distinguishing features of eukaryotic cells is the presence of a nucleus, a membrane-enclosed structure that contains linear strands of DNA. In addition to a nucleus, eukaryotic cells usually contain in their cytoplasm several other specialized structures. Many of these structures, called organelles, are enclosed separately by their own lipid membranes. Because they share a common eukaryotic ancestor, they have much in common. Both can have a plasma membrane, nucleus, cytoskeleton, ribosomes, and a host of membrane-bound organelles, including rough and smooth endoplasmic membranes, Golgi apparatus, and mitochondria. Animal cells have centrioles, which are not present in most plant cells. Plant cells have a rigid cell wall, as do fungi and many protists, and chloroplasts, also found in some protists. Plants also have a vacuole, a large central chamber, occasionally found in animal cells. We explore each of these plant and animal organelles in detail later in this chapter.
So what did you learn today? That cells are the basic unit of life, that cells can be prokaryotic and eukaryotic, and among eukaryotes we have animal and plant cells, and you want to review the similarities and differences among them. Thank you.